started the department store on Main Street. Larry himself, having acting talent, went to New York and had a little success, but then he married an actress, and they came back to Pickax to manage the family business and launch a theater club. Larry's daughter was the medical doctor who advised Qwill to consume more broccoli, less coffee, and 1 banana a day. After taking leave of the cats, Qwill walked downtown to Lanspeak's department store. From the barnyard, an unpaved road led through a dense patch of woods to the park's circle, where Main Street divided around a small park. On its rim were 2 churches, the courthouse, the public library, and a huge block of fieldstone that had once been the Klingenschön mansion. Now it was a theater for stage productions and the headquarters of the Pickax Theater Club. Northward, Main Street was a stretch of stone buildings more than a century old, now housing stores, offices, and the newly refurbished Mackintosh Inn. The Lanspeak's department store, which had started a century before, advertised new-fashioned ideas with old-fashioned service. Arriving there, Qwill walked between glass cases of jewelry, scarves, handbags, cosmetics, and blouses, to the offices in the rear, bowing to the clerks who hailed him, "Hi, Mr. Q. How's Koko, Mr. Q?" He was known not only for his lively newspaper column and his philanthropy and his Siamese cats, he also had a magnificent pepper-and-salt mustache. It had not been equaled since Mark Twain visited Pickax in 1895. Qwill was a well-built 6'2" in his 50s, with a pleasing manner and mellifluous voice. But it was his impressive mustache and brooding gaze that attracted attention. His photo appeared at the top of each quill pen column. Both Lanspeaks were working in the office. Apart from their voice quality, there was nothing about the couple to mark them as actors. There was nothing striking about them, but on stage they could assume different personalities with professional skill. At the moment, they were small-town storekeepers. "Sit down, Qwill. I suppose you're well acquainted with our play," Larry said. "We read it in college and went around talking like Lady Bracknell for the rest of the semester. Also, I've seen it performed a couple of times. It's a very stylish comedy. I'm curious to know why you scheduled it for this area, the boondocks, if you'll pardon the expression." "Good question," Larry replied. "Ask her. Wives sometimes rush in where husbands fear to tread." Throwing a humorous smirk in his direction, Carol explained, "The club presents one classic play every year, and Larry and I happen to agree that Oscar Wilde is one of the wittiest playwrights who ever lived. The Lockmaster Group did this play at the Academy of Arts 2 years ago. Superb. And Alden Wade, who played Jack Worthing, has just relocated in Pickax and joined the theater club. He's terrifically talented and good-looking." "What brought him to Moose County?" Qwill asked. "The tragic loss of his wife," Carol said. "He needed a drastic change of scene. It's definitely our game. And since he has sold his property, a horse farm, I believe, it looks as if he intends to stay." "That guy," Larry interrupted, "does the stylized upper-crust Jack Worthing so well that the rest of the cast is finding it contagious." "We had trouble casting the role of Algernon," Carol went on, "so Alden suggested Ronnie Dixon, who played the role in Lockmaster, and was willing to help out, even though it's a 60-mile round-trip drive for every rehearsal, and he hasn't missed a single one." "Which is more than I can say for our own people," Larry added. "Now all we need to worry about is the audience. They'll be hearing perfectly straight-faced actors speaking outrageous lines. How will they react? I know a few who'll call it silly and walk out." Carol said, "Most people in Moose County like a laugh, but will they get the point? I'm wondering, Qwill, if you could write the program notes with that in mind." "Precisely why I'm here. I've noticed that our audiences never read the program notes before the show. They're too busy chatting with people they know in the surrounding seats. What they should know in order to enjoy the play to the fullest is not read until they get home. So here's my idea. Tuesday, to be exact. I'll devote the Qwill column to an explanation of the Oscar Wilde style." "I like the idea," Carol cried. "Everyone reads the Qwill pen, and you have a way of educating people without their knowledge." "True," Larry said. The locals have a sense of humor. It's simply a matter of getting them tuned in. Give them a script of the play, Carol." With the conference ended, Carol walked with him to the front door, and Larry plunged into a stack of paperwork. She asked, "Is Polly Duncan excited about changing jobs?" She's saddened to be leaving the library after 20-odd years as director, but challenged by the prospect of managing a bookstore. "Do you have anything to suggest as a graduation present? She has enough jewelry." "We're expecting a shipment of lovely cashmere robes, including a heavenly shade of blue that Polly would love." Qwilleran's footsteps never led him directly home. There was always a need to buy toothpaste at the drugstore or look at neckties in the men's shop. Today his curiosity led him to Walnut Street to view the new bookstore being bankrolled by the Klingenschein Fund. Across the street, a vacant lot that had long been the eyesore of Pickax City had been purchased by the K Fund. Its tall weeds and slum of abandoned buildings had been replaced by a park, and beyond that, a complex of studio apartments at rents affordable to young singles employed in stores and offices downtown. It was called Winston Park. With the coming of the bookstore, the entire commercial neighborhood was getting a facelift. Qwilleran wrote his Tuesday column in the style his readers liked. "Expect the unexpected, friends, when you go to see the new play. The Importance of Being Earnest is said to be the masterpiece of the 19th century playwright and wit Oscar Wilde. It's a comedy of manners, a spoof on the snobbish upper-crust society in London. According to director Carol Lanspeak, it calls for stylized acting, not realism. Their self-important posturing goes with their lofty opinions. Example: to lose one parent, Mr. Worthing, may be regarded as a misfortune. To lose both looks like carelessness. The plot is wacky, if not totally insane. One young bachelor has invented a wicked brother named Ernest. Another has invented an invalid relative named Bunbury. Why? You'll have to see the play. Figuring prominently in the plot is a handbag, not a woman's purse, but a small piece of luggage just large enough to carry... You'll have to wait and see. Then there's a matter of cucumber sandwiches. A young gentleman sends out invitations to an afternoon tea and orders cucumber sandwiches as refreshments. They are so good that he eats the whole plateful before the guests arrive. I asked food writer Mildred Riker what is so special about cucumber sandwiches. She said, "To make the classic sandwich, cut a round of bread, spread it with softened butter, layer it with crisp cucumbers sliced paper-thin, and top it with another round of buttered bread. They're delicious. You can't stop eating them." Some of the playwright's witticisms are still being used today. 35 is a very attractive age. London is full of women of the highest society who have remained 35 for years. Every evening at 11 o'clock, Qwilleran put a cap on the day by phoning Polly Duncan, the chief woman in his life. On this night she sounded weary. "You've been working long hours again," he chided her. "There's so much to do," she cried. "I spend mornings at the library and then 7 or 8 hours at the bookstore." "You must shake loose and come to the opening night of the new play. I know you like Wilde." "Oh, dear, that's the night of the library board's farewell banquet for me." "Well, that's important. We'll catch it later. They're doing the play for 3 weekends, but I'll miss you on opening night. Everyone will ask about you." There followed scraps of unimportant news exchanged by persons who have known each other for a long time. "You should drink a cup of Koko and go to bed," he finally advised. "Is there anything I can do for you tomorrow?" "Yes," she said promptly. "You could pick up Dundee." Chapter 2. Dundee was a marmalade cat, named after the Scottish city famous for marmalade. As a kitten, he had been donated to the new bookstore being built in Pickax as a mascot, a bibliocat. He had an outgoing personality that would make friends and influence customers. His lush